Beware, beware, the daughter of the sea. Beware, I heard him cry. His words carried upon the ocean breeze as he sank beneath the tide. Those blood-soaked shores of Kalimdor, where sailors fought and died, the admiral fell at their amour because she left his side.
Why this, so daughter of the sea? Why this, did she forget her seaside days? Always the pride of our nation's eyes. How could she go astray? When she did flee, cross the ocean deep, the admiral followed west. What else but sail to save a daughter's life and pray she stood to breath. But there he found upon those distant shores enemies on the rise. But when he faced those savage foes, his daughter stood aside and buried deep beneath the waves, betrayed by family, to his nation with his last breath cried, beware the daughter of the sea.
I'm listening now. Father. I heard, across a moonlit sea, the old voice warning me. Beware, beware, the daughter of the sea. Beware, beware of me.
Secure the beach. Prepare to invade the tree.
Why? Why? You've already won. Only innocents remain in the tree.
This is war.
No. This is hatred. rage. Windrunner, you were defender of your people. Do you not remember?
I remember. A fool. Take her! Run! Life is pain. Hope fails. Now you understand. Ah, don't grieve. You'll soon join your loved ones.
I grieve for you.
You've made life your enemy. And that is a war you'll never win. You can kill us, but you cannot kill hope.
Can't I? Burn it. Burn it!
Oh, Lord Sarfang. How many do you think?
Too many. There is no honor in this. They will come for us now. All of them!
My father, Hikazi. He fought with you in the Third War. He told me stories. How you could cut down 10 enemies with a single blow. This be my first battle. What should I do?
Don't die.
Yes, of course. But if I do fall, may it be with honor in glorious color.
There will be no glory today. Only pain. You have earned your warrior's death, my son. Yet once again, I am denied it.
What are you doing?
Claiming what is mine. Go back. I said go back! Live another day. Go back to your father.
I can't. He's dead. The Horde. It's all we have.
So, you know me. Is that it? What I've seen? What I've done? Oh, give up, boy.
Like you? Live another day.
Without honor?
Well, I hope you enjoyed those cinematics and those animations. And if you're wondering why didn't I show the main BFA cinematic after the old soldier one, that's because I felt it would not be appropriate for this. Because to me, that brings more fanfare and tries to make this like have a more epic feel to it. When really, I don't think that's the tone I want to go into this with, because we're about to go into the scenario of the Battle for Lorderon, which was it was one of the prologue events before the expansion launched. And The other, well, all right. So let's talk about the three. I showed those three specific ones, on purpose for specific reasons. The first one, obviously, was the Jaina one. Now, if you're wondering why would I show the Jaina one, it's for a couple reasons. One, Jaina, after being completely absent in Legion, where she was in the Broken Shore opening scenario, and then she took off because she didn't want to be involved with helping defeat the Legion if the Horde were involved. So she took off, and that animation, I believe, is supposed to give us an idea of what she was up to. She apparently, I guess, went back to either to Theramore or, as you could probably guess, to the area that we fought her father in Warcraft 3. I don't recall if that was Theramore. It's been a while. We'll get to refresh our memories when Warcraft 3 Reforged comes out later this year. But basically, they're saying she went back to that area to, I guess, get that ship, which that's why I wanted to play that, because it's going to explain what she does in this upcoming scenario. So I didn't want that to happen. You'd be like, "Where? What?" And I'd be like, "Well, that animation kind of explains how and why." But I will say, if you pay attention to the lyrics of that song and how it's trying to recap the events of what happened in Frozen Throne, where they're basically blaming Jaina for her father's death and not really knowing the true reasons and such for how and why, of that all those things happened. That he was obsessed with exterminating the orcs, committing genocide, even though these were not the orcs who committed those atrocities against his people, but he didn't care. He just wanted to wipe them off the face of the earth. And none of the people back in Kul Tiras know of that. They think Jaina just let them murder her father. That's what that song was about. They made a song about that. Beware the daughter of the sea. And I gotta say, just incredible credit to Laura Bailey. The way she sings that, which she has a beautiful, beautiful voice. And she sings that in a way that you can tell that obviously this kind of thing would break Jaina's heart. Hearing this song and singing it to herself. But at the end, she's kind of starting to use it to give her some motivation. So, even though at times Jaina can irritate me with some of her things that she says and does, like what she was saying about how she cared more about defeating the Horde than the Burning Legion, which was stupid, there are times I do absolutely sympathize with her. And this expansion gives her a huge focus. I'm tempted to do a separate run on the Alliance side with one of my Alliance characters, just to show you that because of the huge focus that Jaina gets, which is really good. The focus they give Jaina on the Alliance side with her cutscenes and her family in Kul Tiras, I think is really well done. It's a storyline that I enjoyed. I enjoyed the cutscenes and such, which I would love to show you if I get around to doing the Alliance side. Okay, so that was the Jaina one. Now we gotta talk about the big one, and I've kind of been saving this up. In fact, forgive me if I end up breaking into a bit of a rant here, because this really, really angers me. Sylvanas. So, before the scenario that we are about to do came out, there was another prologue event that happened in Darkshore, where Sylvanas decided we are going to attack the Night Elves here on Kalimdor. We're going to go after them in Darkshore, and we're going to go after Teldrassil. Now, from a strategic standpoint in terms of military, but also from a political perspective, you can probably understand it if you're thinking that she annihilates the Night Elves so hard that she forces the rest of the Alliance to kind of come to the table and talk. But based on how certain things in that event happened, that didn't quite happen. Sourfang was part of the reason. Now, I played through that event, and to prove it, I have the... let's see. Where is it? There it is. Here it is. The Undercity Plague Bat. So, when you do this event, you get this mount for the Horde, and the other, and on the Alliance side, you get the Teldrassil Hippogriff mount. I used to think this mount was pretty cool. It is still kind of cool, but I look at it now and I just feel shame. I just feel embarrassment. Because, let me tell you guys something. That line of quests in Darkshore, leading up to... I mean, it was okay until we got to a certain point where Sylvanas... No, not Sylvanas. I think it was Nathanos was fighting Malfurion. And they shoot Malfurion in the back. Or, no, it was... No. Sourfang hits him in the back. And he feels immediate shame because it was a dishonorable act to attack him from behind like that. A cowardly thing. And Sylvanas doesn't care. She tells him, finish him off so we can carry out our plan. And I'm there with Sourfang, like, seeing him just be such ashamed of himself for what he just did. And then Tyrande shows up. She thinks he's going to kill Malfurion. And he refuses. And because of that, it kind of allows the Night Elves to bounce back later on. But that's for stuff later on. What happens after that, well, you saw the Warbringers animation. And then something happened afterwards in the game that I can't show you because it's not in the game anymore. But Sylvanas gives a speech as we just stand there and watch the tree burn, hearing the screams of the innocent people that are dying in Darnassus and Teldrassil. I don't even remember what she said, what that speech said. I wasn't listening to anything she was saying because I'm just standing there looking at Teldrassil thinking, what have we done? I've never felt more disgusted, more ashamed to be a part of the Horde as I was at that moment. I looked over at this Banshee who called herself our war chief, and my loyalty was, for, of trying to follow her was gone, like that. And I've had conversations with this with other people I met at BlizzCon, friends I know who play on each side, especially on the Horde side. And one of my friends said, all she did was burn a tree. That's not what she did. Because as the old Soldier cinematic showed you, she didn't just burn down a tree. There was a lot of civilians in that tree. Remember, the city of Darnassus and other areas are within Teldrassil. That's not just a tree. That's a tree that houses a city. A full city. And Sylvanas, she didn't just murder all those hundreds, if not thousands, of innocent civilians. She burned them alive. Just take a moment to think about that. I remember the aftermath of that event. So many people who play on the Horde were just disgusted. They were embarrassed. They were ashamed to call themselves a part of the Horde because of what had just happened. There was no pride in something like this. There was no honor in this. And soon after that, like a week after that event, they came out with that cinematic, Old Soldier. Because many of us were like, why did no one say anything? Why did no one object to that order? And then it showed, okay, Sourfang did step up and say, you've just put a target on our backs, because they're going to come for us now. All of them. You've united all of them against us. You have condemned us now. You've made us the enemy to everyone for this. And yeah, they showed... I mean, that conversation she had with the Night Elf Archer, just... She was right. She made life her enemy, and she tried, and she said she couldn't kill Hope. And so Sylvanas, at first, was going to just simply, like, take Darnassus, like, as new Horde territory. Because she even said, secure the beach, we're going to invade the tree, you know, probably take the people prisoner, or, you know. But then she looks at that tree after she says you can't kill Hope and decides to commit that atrocity. And she even turns her face to look at the tree so she can watch it burn. Just... And of course, just the old Soldier Cinematic was just a nice reminder to many of us about what happened to Sourfang. And I remembered what he said during the Ice Crown Citadel raid when we fought his son Dranosh again. And this is what you see on the Horde side, not the Alliance side, where he carries him off, but before he leaves, he says, "Honor, young heroes. No matter how dire, never forsake it." Before we move on, I do want to throw out one thing, just to really re-emphasize this point. I've heard that there are real-life military people that say that there is one number one rule that you do not do in military warfare. Target civilians. You do not target civilians. And that is exactly what Sylvanas did. And again, she didn't just kill them. She burned them alive. There's no going back from that. You've crossed the line, especially when it comes to me and many others. That's why when the next cinematic at this recent BlizzCon, where Anduin and Sourfang are talking to each other, and he said, "All I want is my Horde back," many, including myself, cheered at that line, because it's true. It's so true. So now that discussion is out of the way, before we get into BFA and why that aspect of this really, really upsets me. Because I feel a little reluctant to go into this. Because I enjoyed Legion so much. It might be my favorite expansion that we've had, and I've spent so much time in Legion. Now, there are some things about BFA I do want to do. I do want to go through the zones in Zandalar and eventually unlock the Zandalari Trolls and unlock the Mag'har Orcs. You know. Heck, I even want to go through the Alliance zones to do the storyline for, you know, involving Jaina and the Proudmoors. There are some things here and there about BFA that I like, but like the war campaign and any of the stuff that's going on involving the war, especially when there is a giant sword sticking into the planet in Silithus, killing Azeroth, and we're fighting each other. I'm one of those who's like, why are we fighting each other when our planet is dying? Why? So now that that's over with, speaking of which, here he is.
Now is not the time for pleasantries.
The Alliance moves against the Undercity, seeking retribution for the burning of Teldrassil. No kidding! You don't say. Gee, I wonder why they would do that.
Well, at least I got the appearances for these. Alright, so... doesn't really matter, I guess, because I've already got 2 that are better. So I'll just go ahead and... yeah, this is more money, but... yeah, whatever.
The battle for Lorderon. The Alliance has called its banners and marches on the Undercity. Now the war has truly begun. Our mage will send you on your way. Go, see to our defenses, and get the civilians to safety. I will join you soon. Loktar Ogar. That old soldier cinematic did reinstall our faith in the Horde, especially behind this man right here. Because as far as I'm concerned, by the end of this expansion, Sylvanas cannot be our war chief anymore. It has to be either this man right here, or Thrall coming back, or Bane, or Lorthamar, somebody else other than Sylvanas. She can't stay war chief by the end of this. There has to be a revolt. Something. Please. Alright, so I am kind of curious how many people are going to join me for this, or if I'm going to be doing this by myself. And yeah, you can go ahead and skip this if you want, but no, I want to show you guys this scenario, because it is a cool scenario, and it's kind of important to show what the fallout is from what we did to Teldrassil. And honestly, I do not blame the Alliance one bit for coming after us after what we did.
Beware the living.
I really wish the Forsaken would just become more of a themselves, of their own people, instead of just, we follow Sylvanas, we follow the Dark Lady. How about you be your own people? The point of the Forsaken was that you're supposed to be brought back, but with your own freedom. Not to be Sylvanas's loyal lapdogs. Okay, so it looks like I am going to have a few other people with me for this. Now, this is not going to be like the Broken Shore one, where it was players on the Horde and players on the Alliance doing it at the same time on opposite sides. This is just from your own faction's perspective. Okay, so I'm here with a number of people. All right.
The time has come. Our enemies strike against the Undercity and seek to claim Lorderon for their own. The Undercity is no longer safe for civilians. The war rages above, and dozens of spies have infiltrated our walls. We have herded the cowards to the Mage District and have secured the rest of the city. Your mission is to flush these worms out of hiding, eliminate them, and ensure that our citizens are evacuated safely to Orgrimmar.
We're just evacuating civilians. Get a good look at Undercity, because you're not going to be seeing it again anytime soon unless you have the Bronze Dragonflight to bring it back. Which you can do. Oh, and hope you enjoyed Brill, because that's gone too. The Alliance took care of that. So I hope you got your skeleton horse mounts while you could. It's, you know, like I said, you can just have them bring it back. Just like, I'm going to take you back to the past before this happened. Which I think is cool. Though it is also kind of funny. That's like, oh, I can just simply bring it back. I like how it shows that he never put the other piece of the armor back on, staying true to the cinematic. That he never actually got the other piece back on. Man, there's a lot of SI7 people in here. Shaw did a lot of work. Hold on. There we go. I got you. Let's see. Do I have any... No, they're all 110. I am the only 120 here. So I'm carrying them. Alright, guys. I got your backs. Let's do this. Alright. To the heart of the city.
More spies! We have them cornered!
We've been compromised!
I got the intel. We just gotta make it out of here with it.
Plan B it is then.
Druids of the Claw! Attack!
Find them!
Oh boy. Why are those guardians not helping? Durr. We protect city. Just don't bother helping us, huh? Alright. Alright. Oh, I see. Now they're fighting. Okay. So they're not staying there doing nothing.
The tunnels have been secured. Open the gate.
They sprang from the shadows. They're everywhere.
Apparently lots of Druids of the Claw infiltrated the place. You know, I may consider doing a, making a Alliance character, but like just like a class trial, just to show you guys what the scenario is like from the Alliance side outside.
Open a portal to the keep, and we will report to the war chief.
Look at this. Oh my gosh, why are those stupid things here? The
Is the
blight.
Undercity evacuated?
Yes, war chief.
Then it's time to finish this once
Hold on.
and for all.
Hold on, I need to spit on Sylvanas.
I will prepare the Azerite machine.
Champions, your war chief commands you. It is time to take arms against the Alliance. Their numbers are strong, but we are stronger. We are the Horde. We crush those who would bring us harm. Loktar Ogar!
Just want to make it clear to my group that how much I despise that Banshee right now. Let's get my elemental out here to help us. But yeah, look at this. full-on siege towers. All the trees over here for Brill, they're all, like, burning down. Like, the Alliance has pretty much decided, yeah, we're burning this whole place to the ground. Which, again, I don't blame them for feeling that way. But yeah, seeing those siege towers is almost like as if we were having a World of Warcraft Total War game. I think that's actually kind of cool, actually. All the different factions as factions you can play in a Total War game, like Total War Warhammer. Oh my gosh. Sega, Games Workshop, make that happen. If it's as enjoyable as the Warhammer one.
It's over, Sylvanas!
Oh boy.
The walls of Lorderon will soon come crashing down around you!
You have no idea what you're up against, boy king. We've only just begun.
I've never seen anything
When did we get one of those?
Anything made can be broken. Get, follow me!
By the way, if you're on the Alliance side, you have to fight this thing.
Riflemen, lock and load. Advance!
Forget the army. We can deal with them later. Blast the siege towers.
I think she means the siege tanks. Because I don't think those towers are targetable. Nope, that didn't count apparently. I like this. Someone got back into this game after 5 years. Well, good for him. Or her. And people say this game is dying. Okay, so it's not the tanks, it's just the 3 waves. Gotcha. Okay. Let me see if I can give my teammates heals. Go. Why is that? Taurens that can fly! Well, looks like Mechatorix forces are after this. But yeah, look at this! Now we have full-on Night Elf forces here, Glaive Throwers, Darnassian Huntresses, and you know they're here on a path of vengeance. After what we did. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, rev those engines! Attack!
I'll focus on this boss here, Cog Spark, while my teammates focus on the rest of the ads. Give a heal. Even though I'm not playing the healing spec, I look out for my teammates. Alright. Oh no, okay, now this next part. Not that. Yeah, so Anduin defeats it. Yeah, whatever. this next part here.
The blight. Let it rain down upon their armies.
There must be another way, War Chief.
This is no time for sentiment, High Overlord. War demands that we take a more direct approach.
I hate that she keeps using war as her excuse for everything that she's doing. What she did at Teldrassil and using the Blight
Killing her own troops.
to kill members of the Horde. So she can do this.
Destroy them!
She's killing members on both factions to simply raise them up and use them as meat shields.
Here. And if you're feeling sassy, you can grab one of these backpacks and get to work. I got the best deals anyway.
No. Just a mask for me, please.
Glad I could help.
Soldiers of the Horde, your
Ooh.
brothers and sisters lie wounded on the battlefield. There is no honor in this victory if we abandon our own.
Slay them all, champions! Mark my words. King Anduin and his army did not come here for their amusement. They mean to destroy us. Show them no mercy, for they would show you none in return.
Maintain your honor, heroes. Look, Narash.
Notice that he asks us to help our own people. She says, kill them all. She doesn't care at all because we're just expendable meat shields to her. He actually wants us to help us save and protect our own people from the very weapon that she's unleashing on this place. Okay, now, here's one of the cutscenes for this.
The Blight has broken our ranks!
Our assault has been for nothing.
What now?
Hi, Jaina.
Jaina.
Alliance! Forward! China! The wall!
My gosh. Seriously.
We end this now.
That is both
Everyone, move! Cut them off with the reserves. Do not let them pass.
cool and
Starfang,
stupid.
Where did you go?
Leave it to me, Dark Lady. I will lead the reserves in the assault. The Alliance will go no further.
Okay, hold on. I need to
I swear it.
give a spit to that Thanos as well.
Meet with Lorthamar. Quickly. Do not fail me,
Bane!
Nathanos.
I obey, my queen.
I got your back, Bane.
Heroes, follow me.
Shut up, Nathanos. I'm following Bane, not you.
Bane, gather the catapults and every apothecary you can find. Send them to the keep at once.
Yes, Blightcaller. But where is Sourfang?
There is no time. We have but precious moments before we lose our terrain advantage. The choke point we create will funnel them through the side of the keep and thin their ranks. With us out in the open, we will outnumber
How
them 10
may I
to
aid
1.
you? Understood. I will meet you as soon as I can.
No. Lorthamar and I will handle the interlopers. I can't risk leaving the war chief unguarded. You are not to leave her side.
How long are you expecting to hold them off? What is the war chief's strategy?
It is better if she tells you herself. Now go! Champions, with me! We rally in the keep. Your war chief commands it.
Oh, really? Who's that? Because it's certainly not her.
Command our rangers from the flank. Position them on the rooftops.
With pleasure, Blight Caller.
Blight throwers, you are our front line. You will create a swath of blight between us and the enemy.
Can we stop using the blight?
The alliance approaches.
I do like if you're on the alliance, you then walk up here with the rest of these forces here. Pretty sure there are no... As far as I recall, there wouldn't be alliance players on that side, because then all of a sudden this would be like a PvP scenario.
It is you who is
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
now.
That army is enormous. Give the word and I will teleport us to safety.
If we turn tail now, we just become prey. No. We will fight. And die if we must. For what we believe in.
Your time is up, King Anduin. Victory for the Forsaken!
Alliance, hold your ground!
Reinforcements?
Let us even the odds, King Ring.
Illyria, thank the light you've made it.
I am.
Don't you mean the void?
Your Majesty. Makatork, are you ready for battle?
Victory!
Indubitably! I brought some extra machines for backup. Feel free to give them a spin.
Jaina, Gen, help me with Blightcaller and Lorderon.
I feel like I don't even want to be a part of this
Illyria,
fight.
take the rest of our troops and focus on routing the enemy army.
As you wish. Champions, with me!
My machines are
Oh gosh. So much blight, come on.
Look who joins the fray. Good. I was hoping you'd keep this interesting.
I assure you, Blightcaller, the pleasure is all mine.
The Vulnerals. Those traitors must be dealt with.
Now, I can understand Lorthamar's, you know, feelings of being upset with them. Especially after what happened in the Nightborn quest.
Their assault will soon falter. Remain steadfast.
Whew. There's so much blight all over the place.
Bane! Pull them back!
Retreat!
No! They must not escape!
Everyone! Follow Nathanos to the courtyard! I will block the Alliance from behind. Keep moving!
Trying to keep everyone alive! Oh my gosh!
Feels for a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
Come on, Bane!
We're almost there. Make haste, heroes.
Now where is...
So good of you to finally show up, High Overlord.
Offline.
I had to see it for myself. Was this your plan all along? Is this how you meant to achieve victory? This honorless travesty?
Honor means nothing to a corpse, Sarfang. You have the luxury of underestimating death. But it is something with which I am intimately familiar. Maybe you don't care if your people die so long as it's honorable, but to me, this horde is worth saving. Anyone who disagrees does not deserve to stand among us. So
Screw
die
you,
your warrior's
Sylvanas.
Death, High Overlord Sarfang. It means little to me. Perhaps I will raise your broken body to serve me once more. Or perhaps you will have a chance to say hello to your son.
Now that was uncalled for.
Champions, with me, you are invited to bear witness to the grand finale. I trust you will not waste my time.
So then Sarfang is left out here to be a boss fight for the Alliance side of this scenario. Again, I may actually end up showing that to you guys at some point later. And now the cinematic to end it.
You abandoned Sauerfang to die out there!
It is the death he wanted. If that troubles you, you're free to join him. Or you can tend to the living. The choice is yours.
For the Horde.
You know what must be done. Go, my champion.
Notice Anduin is wielding Charlemagne, his father's blade.
The boy's playing soldier.
Our king just routed your army!
Muzzle your dog, your majesty.
No, go ahead,
Sylvanas
Greymane.
Windrunner.
Tear her to shreds.
You have led the Horde to a place without honor. Lorderon is ours. It's over.
Your father would be so proud. Is that his? You've gotten it all bloody.
Only one of us wanted this war.
You call for peace when it suits you, little lion. But you're quick enough to kill.
I should have killed you when last we met.
How rude, sister. You're a guest in my home.
Your home? You desecrate that throne with your filth!
Enough! You put the torch to Teldrassil.
Notice Jaina's
But
reaction?
I failed those who burned.
She didn't know.
I will not make that mistake again. Surrender. Or die.
Shoot her, Illyria. Shoot her.
You've won. Nothing.
What a shock. Some people just want to watch the world burn. Rather than giving up Lorderon, she instead burned it. Well, it's not burned it, but if you go back there now, it's just covered in blight. Now again, you can go back there and talk to one of the people at the Bronze Dragonflight, and they'll be like, let me take you back to a point in time where it's still here. Because, if you, again, I'll probably even just go ahead and just show you guys. It's, like, it's covered in blight. If you try to go to Brill, it's burned to the ground. It's just ashes now.
Do not test me.
Our war has only begun.
Champion, Azeroth cries out for your aid. Come to Silithus. There's something you need to see.
Now, this was the official start of the expansion. We'll do this quest when we come back. But this is the one where I was like, okay, Magni's... Okay, I'll talk more about this when we come back. But yeah, that was the... that was the Battle of Lorderon. Stay tuned.